start. MTC. Light, 2022, P02, no gateway. Once again, I had lost the piano contest to my friend. When I learned that Linda had won, I was deeply troubled and unhappy. Linda. My body was shaking with uneasiness. My heart beat quickly and my face became reddish. I had to run out of the concert hall to settle down. Sitting on the stairs alone, I recalled what my teacher had said. Life is about winning, not necessarily about winning against others but winning at being you. And the way to win is to figure out who you are and do your best. He was absolutely right. I had no reason to oppose my friend. Instead, I should focus on myself and my own improvement. I breathed out slowly. My hands were steady now. At last, my mind was at peace. Exercises. MTC. Good job. Let's start. MTC. Light, 2022, P02, no 01. Sumbert had learned so much in that wonderful place. Sumbert. He had learned much about the business of being a motor mechanic, and he learned to treasure the satisfaction of repairing things and making them useful again. Chatri had encouraged him to question why things were so, and not to be satisfied with merely knowing how they worked. Chatri. Bit by bit, without even noticing it, he began to feel increasingly confident about himself. His grasp of English improved markedly, and so did his status in the village. He knew he had benefited greatly from the esteem in which his master, Chatri, was held. Chatri. It didn't matter anymore that he was small, it didn't matter at all. MTC. Good job. Let's start. MTC. Light, 2022, P02, no 02. Honey, what's the matter? I asked immediately upon hearing my wife's frantic voice on the phone. She was crying and nearly hysterical. Immediately my heart began to race. Finally my wife blurted out, "It's Kevin." Kevin. Oh no. I thought. I asked, did he fall into the pool? It was my worst nightmare coming to life. My 18-month-old son had drowned in our own backyard. 1-8. No, Sandy said. Sandy. It's his toenails. I wasn't sure I'd heard right. His toenails. Yeah, she said, they're purple. Purple. I was really confused now. What happened? Did somebody hit him? No, he colored them with a magic marker. I couldn't help it. I burst out laughing. Little Kevin had always shown a predisposition toward art, but this creative act really beat them all. Kevin. What are you laughing about? Sandy asked, horrified. Sandy. Little boys do things like that, I replied. That's the funniest thing I've ever heard. MTC. Good job. Let's start. MTC. Light, 2022, P02, no 03. Chase was up early on the appointed day. Chase. He fed his rabbits, dogs, and cats, and even found time to rake leaves in the backyard. Before Chase and his mother left the house, he filled his jacket pocket with sugar cubes for the golden-maned mare, who he knew would be waiting for him. Chase. To Chase, it seemed an eternity before his mother turned the car off the main road and down the lane to the Raker farm. Chase Raker. Anxiously, Chase strained his eyes for a glimpse of the mare that he loved so much. Chase. As they drew closer to the farmhouse and barns, he looked, but Lady was nowhere to be seen. Lady. Chase's pulse pounded as he looked for the horse trailer. Chase. It was not there. Both the trailer and horse were gone. His worst nightmare had become a reality. Someone had surely bought the horse, and he would never see her again. MTC. Good job. Let's start. MTC. Light, 2022, P02, No 04. The house behind them, standing up grey, was a far more terrible thing than it had been when they faced it. By common consent they hurried a little as they walked fast along among the dead leaves. The wind, too, was at their back now, and flung fluttering things about their legs and against their ears. They were afraid to look round, and yet afraid to go on without glancing behind them. Halfway down the drive, too, they heard a rustling among the trees, a louder rustling than that caused by the wind. Brian stopped still, and Cometh wondered why his heart kept jumping up into his throat and nearly choking him. Brian, Cometh. Then, from among the shadows of the trees, came a little figure all in white, a figure smaller even than Cometh, but very terrible coming in that fashion, and in that hour and in that place. Cometh. MTC. Good job.